Good morning and welcome to the TheCityUK Annual Conference 2024. It's great to see so many people here in the room today, and I know very many more of you are joining online. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Celic and I'm the CEO of TheCityUK. And I'd like to take this opportunity at the start of today's event to thank our conference sponsors, without whom this event would not be possible. So on behalf of everybody here today, my gratitude to our platinum sponsors, Fidelity International, and also to our gold sponsors, Citadel Securities, DLA Piper, DTCC, Guernsey Finance and Rep Risk for their support for today's event. And for those of you here at the QE2 Centre today, I'm sure you will have spotted the Bloomberg Radio studio in the Pickwick Room. We're delighted to have them here with us today, broadcasting live from this event. We gather at a time when our country is felt to be underperforming, when the undoubted talent that exists here is felt to be failing, when there are questions about our ability to compete, and indeed questions about the leadership of our country. But I promise that's the last time I'll talk about England at Euro 2024. And we will move on to what is a more optimistic situation, I think, in financial and related professional services. The eagle-eyed among you will have noticed that our programme changed rather suddenly within 24 hours of the Prime Minister calling the general election, and a number of our previously confirmed speakers became unavailable due to their need to knock on the doors of their respective constituencies. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to wish them all luck and to thank them for their support for the industry over the last few years. And so this feels like an appropriate opportunity to say a few words about the general election, an event which I am sure will be a consistent theme of today's discussions. A consistent piece of feedback that the TheCityUK has received from domestic and international investors over the last few years has been that the UK has been too politically interesting. They have longed for a return to the days of policy stability and more predictable politics. And I think that we have been seeing some welcome progress towards that in recent months. However, as things have settled down domestically, we have seen a rise in geopolitical turbulence internationally. From Russia's aggression against Ukraine to the rise of protectionism, we are in the early days of a very different, evolving global backdrop in trade, in regulation, in security, and across a wide range of other challenges that will shape the environment in which our firms operate and in which our clients invest for the future. But change also brings opportunity. As the TheCityUK has set out in its manifesto for the next government, copies of which can be found on your tables or online, this is the time for stability in policy making, proportionality in regulation, and a further deepening of the partnership between government and business in order to drive growth right across the country. Because the reality is that any new government will have limited fiscal headroom for manoeuvre, so it will be the private sector and our industry in particular which will provide the investment, the innovation and the productivity to grow the economy and deliver prosperity to our communities. So to examine these challenges today, we have a superb set of panels and panelists to explore sustainable growth, the role of regulation in competitiveness, and how we can harness emerging technology to deliver better outcomes for businesses and consumers. And I'm sure the in-conversation between Lord Sedwill and Anne Richards will also be a fascinating exploration of the global trends that I've mentioned. So I'd like to encourage everybody here in the room and online to get involved in the discussions and put your questions to our panelists. If you're here in the room, you can do it the old-fashioned way and simply put your hand up, or you can use the QR code on your table to ask questions through the app, or if you're joining us online, you can click the Q&A tab next to the live stream. For those of you on X, or as it used to be called Twitter, please do tweet at TheCityUK throughout the event. And if there are any members in the room who have yet to complete our member survey, there are QR codes on every table that will take you straight through to that. We would be extremely grateful if you could spare a few minutes to fill that in over the course of the morning. Your feedback is hugely valuable and it helps us to fine-tune our messages with government. Finally, don't worry if you miss any of the sessions. They will all be recorded and made available through our website shortly after the conference. Again, thank you very much indeed for joining us today. I look forward to the discussions. I look forward to speaking with many of you over coffee. But now it gives me great pleasure to hand over to our board chair, Dame Ann Richards. Please welcome Ann to the stage.